Correct.
If you're dying, you can.
It's called a double negative.
Not quite.
No, not that. All the way.
I'm just trying to wait for this thing. There we go. All right, cool. Immediately close that so I don't hear myself. All right, cool. So, last we left off, you had gotten the information you need from the Zeus Mice Academy after a wonderfully long time in the absolutely straightforward and in no way confusing halls of that academic
Up and down and do this and that and this and that and this and that.
And you were told by the two professors that you spoke to there that you should try to acquire a vessel of some kind to go up and venture into what is known in this part of the world as the Eternal Snow Plains, a large tundra, and try to get into some kind of ruins that they believe are pre-rift that may have answers for you about this thing that you have. Cube boy that you have in your possession. And you had just gone back and stayed the night and learned that a guy that you met on the road is he hasn't been seen in a handful of years. And it was a wild time. So hungover Traven and Dredger wake up, and Briny and Aragorn wake up with no issue because neither of them drank last night. So have fun. What are you doing?
Arising as best I can.
It's way more difficult than you thought it would be, considering you drank 3 of probably the worst possible drinks you possibly could.
All right, hold on, I can set this on fire. Levels a city block.
Correct. All right, and remind me, you all are level 4 now, correct? I didn't imagine that. Okay, cool. Awesome. So, you have a whole day ahead of you. What do you do?
We should probably travel north to find a naval vessel to take us to the tundra. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Agree.
What?
The only thing north is the ocean. You have to go west.
I have to go west? Okay.
Yeah,
we're going to go west.
Because they told you that, but...
See if I had some sort of map, perhaps.
Well, here's the thing. My freaking map fell down again. So, I can show you, but I have to take down my cool little backdrop. Alright. Okay, you there.
Okay.
You can have not yet, I understand.
You there.
You here, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Here,
we want to go.
Boats.
Okay, we go west to boats.
Okay.
Gotta get to the boats, son.
Road west to boats. Okay. Got it.
Can we cut across country faster to get to boats?
I wouldn't say it would be fast. I mean, you probably could try. It's a lot of forest and just random settlements along the way.
Oh, so Briny and Traven are gonna fight over which way we're going, water or forest.
Well, I mean,
can you navigate water? Because Traven can navigate forest.
Right now, you have no water.
I don't know, man.
I'm just saying.
Oh no!
Oh hey, bud, I think we should just cut across.
God. The voice is worse when you're sitting next to him, in case anyone's curious.
I agree with Traven. He seems well on his feet in the forest.
Briny frowns, but nods.
Oh hey, I know the way to the boats, bud. Let's go.
All right. So
What do you think, Aragorn?
Wait.
she's coming along.
Cool.
Frick.
Frick.
Still trancing. Leave her alone.
I promise I'm still here, but I am doing something that will help you. There we go. That should make.
Oh, I'm dumb. Briny stupid.
All right. Cool.
There.
Coming to your phones should be the map.
Excellent. That's wonderful. Now I can
Are
see
you
it.
gonna make a? Are you gonna make an Instagram to drop this image in for our loyal listeners?
All 30
loyal
of them, maybe?
listeners that are all in this call. Anyway.
Oh,
So-
this is beautiful, Rick.
Hey, I didn't draw it, alright?
Through me.
You should have just said you did.
Oh.
Bryony just said it looks like something her students drew for preschooler students.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was gonna say, like, now you had to, like, ask somebody to draw a bad map for you.
to be fair, this is technically what a hand-drawn map should look like.
Fair.
So,
But
well, is the town we're going to called? How is the X pronounced?
as a Z.
Jesus Christ.
As a Z.
You see an X.
It's like Rose, but with an X instead of an R.
Yeah, Zose.
Zose? Okay.
It's like Jose, but with a Z at the
Jose.
beginning.
We're going to Jose. Jose is going to get us a boat.
No, my like
Sunglasses.
it'd be a case.
So you gather up your things. It doesn't take too long.
Can't tell if I can read or
The city is absolutely bustling as you come outside because it's a college town and it's still a weekday. So,
Okay.
do you immediately start your journey? Are you gonna stick around and look for things to buy? What's up?
I mean, I've really got nothing to buy. I've got my axe, and it's pretty cool.
I'm ready to go.
I'm good.
Yeah, and you got that for free.
I
Anyway,
did get that for free, and, like, I'm better off in my, like, unadulterated birthday suit rather
Alright.
than my armor.
so you set off. I need to know who is driving your cart, if you're taking your cart, unless you want to leave it behind.
Why would
Is
we
it
do that?
technically a-
Some rowdy nerds gonna vandalize it? No.
I mean, it is technically the Empire's cart, not our cart, right?
We're
This is
still on the
true.
Empire's journey.
This is not our cart, and we are asking the Empire to take us to a cave.
Okay.
Best we keep their stuff intact.
So do we leave their stuff and just walk?
That is a decision for
I
you.
say we leave the cart at the marina.
Once we get to
Well, and I clasp two hands around my quads and I say, "These legs are chunky, but they do wear after a while. I say we take the cart."
Hey, bud, I think that's a great idea. I don't know if cousin can keep up.
She does not clear my legs. Perhaps she would take a little longer. We take the
You
car.
need a ride?
Taking the cart.
Briny did actually hit Traven, by the way.
So you're taking the cart.
Yeah, we're taking the cart.
Yeah. The answer is yes.
I thank you for saving me that math. All right. So
My walking speed is 20 feet.
My walking speed
Yes.
is perfect.
seconds. The average trek for this journey is 4 days. That's a lot of 6-second
I
intervals.
don't want to walk.
For
Alright.
a week and a half.
To get in the car, I am driving.
Dredger, you're driving?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna need you
You
to
drive.
roll me a big fat perception check.
What was that? 13? Oh, I'm in full screen. Get out of here. That is a 13.
A 13. All right. So you're riding along. It's just a really boring ride, except for the intermittent snow throughout the day. Um, as as you have noticed, this place seems to have something in between an indigenous and a snowier. It's like think if you've ever been to Colorado, it's kind of like that. Like some places it's normal, other places it's colder than all hell.
Okay, so if you've ever been to Cleveland, got it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's really
Cleveland anytime after August.
Anytime after July.
So nothing happens. You get your long rest.
Okay, cool. I have my long rest. I will heal 0 hit points.
Exactly.
As will I. Hey, but I got to burn a spell slot setting up camp and tearing it down in the morning.
Something has happened.
As
I'm
always.
saying the day's travel.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't have to log every time I say you get your long rest during travel because very rarely are you going to be fighting. All right. So, can you roll me another one? And this will be the last one for the thing.
10.
Should I go with that since I'm going to be sitting shotgun or whatever? Sitting bow and arrow boy.
Bryony is sprawled in the back of the cart as best she can, but she's 4 feet tall, so it can't be that bad. And is just looking up at the snow in the sky.
It's very pretty snow. What'd you roll, Traven?
You didn't.
I hadn't. Oh yeah, that's a 16 there, bud.
That's a 16. All right. So about I'd say about halfway into the second day, you see off to the right a column of smoke rising over a tree line. And it's relatively quiet. There's not a whole lot of movement. There's no one else on the road right now, but you do see this column of smoke off to your, it would be right.
How far away?
The best you can reckon, it's probably about 60, 70 yards away. There's some pretty heavy forest.
Do we want to go see what that is, or do we want to just hang out on our own there, buds?
I mean, last time we disturbed, in fact, the last 2 times we disturbed somebody minding their own business in the woods, it did not end well for us. Well, it did, and then it didn't.
Personally, I think that if not provoked, I think we should just keep on the path.
All right, let's keep on going then, buds. A little further.
Cool. All right, so after a couple more days of roughly the same thing, you know, not really seeing a lot of activity, snowing on and off, that kind of thing, you make it to the town of Zose. As you come into the town, you are hit with the scent of just salt water. As this town, you notice, whereas most of the places on this continent that you've been to, if they're on the coast is flush with where the town ends. The sea actually comes in, and the port is actually half of the town here. So a lot of it is boarded walkways, and like canal systems to try to get water through, so that smaller boats can come in deeper, that kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like shitty Venice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rivertown.
It's Rivertown.
It's Rivertown from The Hobbit.
Oh yeah. Except a lot more salt water and considerably more screaming and yelling. As you hear, pretty soon after you make it towards, I'd say, about 70 blocks into the city, you start to hear barkers for the different vendors in the town square try to sell their goods. You hear Fine jewelry over here, lowest price in the Empire. Imported goods all the way from Kyoto in the south, over here, lowest that you can get it. It's all this cacophony and people rushing up to try to spend what you're imagining is their week's pay from whatever random job they do to buy these things that they don't see very often. You get the sense that this is the main place of import and export for the entire empire. Dredger, you would also know that it is the only coastal city that flies imperial colors with a port.
Hey, bud, what on earth is that smell?
Is it fish?
It's sailors.
Ugh.
Ugh. There's plenty of body odor and other indiscriminate odors that, if you want to roll for it, I will describe.
No.
Oh no, it just smells like
No.
the color brown. Your thoughts?
16 perception check. Please tell me everything I smell.
Alright, so
God.
you smell.
Oh, wait. Timber has an advantage on smell perception.
Stop.
That's still a 16. I rolled a 1.
All right. What you smell is what you know to be mostly the smell of body odor and fish. There's a lot of that. You also smell hints of this sulfury kind of smell, something you don't really recognize. And then you smell. It smells really sweet. It actually smells a lot like when you were in the mine fighting those gnolls with Percy. And you feel like that's a really weird thing to smell so far away from that. It's a wonderful mix of smells, and they all smell terrible.
There's a bunch of really weird smells here, man, and I do not like it.
But there's water!
There's
Yes.
Yeah, that does.
Lots
me.
and lots of water.
Timber walks over to somewhere where he sees water and starts licking at it, and then comes away with his tongue because it's salt water.
Just real quick, not that it matters a whole lot, I would like to know who is in the front of you guys as you walk through the city. Who is leading you, for the most part?
I was leading across the whole way, so
Okay.
navigation-wise,
Can you roll me a perception check?
18.
18. All right, so you notice as you start to push into the middle part of the city, a shorter person, probably a little shorter than Briny actually, bumps into you, and as you go to say excuse me, you grab the belt that you wear to carry your daggers and things like that to straighten it out, and you realize your corn purse is gone.
Oh, you little bit! And I try to snag him.
He's running. You're gonna have to chase him.
I'm chasing him.
Why?
He stole my coin purse.
Oh, I missed that. I am not. This is
All
why
right.
Briny has plus nothing from
I need you
perception.
to roll an athletics check.
Oh boy! Oh boy! That's a 20, dirty 20.
All right. I will tell you what it is in a second because I accidentally closed this character sheet. All right. It is going to be frickin' where is it? There it is. All right. It's a 23, so he actually pulls away from you, and you don't quite see where he goes, but you just catch the tail end of his coat as he dips into an alley.
I knock an arrow and run into that alley. Hey there, bud! You're gonna want to stop right now.
You don't see him immediately in the alley. You see a dwarven male stumbling away from you, and you see a human man coming towards you, but you don't see this child that you saw earlier.
Can I roll a perception check?
Yeah, absolutely.
23.
Okay. So you notice as this dwarven man is heading away from you, he looks over his shoulder and his eyes, you know, like how a cat's eyes reflect light in the dark? They're doing that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you! I say to the dwarf. You see a little guy run through, littler than you?
He says, not recently, no.
This is one of these moments where I know something as a player.
What's that like?
That's rude. Annoying.
It's not fun, trust me.
It's not fun.
I'm over here, didn't even catch that he robbed you. So.
I go, the little Twitch stole my freaking coin purse, and I'm gonna find him and put an arrow in him, I swear.
I love that this episode is going to be censored from the two of us because my bedroom door is open.
He looks at you and he says, that's rough. I have your coin purse. He says, see? That's why I carry two. One's a decoy, one's the real one.
One of them mine.
So slightly. An insight check if you want to actually ask that question.
I do. 9.
It's a 9? I mean, it's pretty.
Is he a humanoid?
It's pretty. Huh? What'd you say?
Is he a humanoid?
Is he a humanoid? He's a dwarf, so yeah, kind of. Dwarves are humanoid, but it's
30-20.
It's pretty obvious that this dwarf obviously does not carry two coin purses because that's really dumb. No one does that.
Let me see your coin purses there, bud.
He you watch him as the dwarf in front of you starts to disappear, and in its place stands a small, from what you can tell, child with half black and half white hair with yellow eyes, holding your coin purse and a dagger in the other hand.
My bow is in my hands, so I draw it back and I go, if you don't want to be a pincushion, you're gonna put that knife down there, bud.
He drops the knife, and as he puts the knife on the ground, so he does that thing where you bend down to drop something. As he puts it down, he raises his hand towards you. And what's your armor class?
16 as of my level up.
So a 23 hits.
Yeah.
Right, and you take 6 points of force damage as this gray-green energy hits you square in the chest, and he starts to bonus action disengage and run away. Roll initiative.
Natural 1.
Okay.
8.
Are the rest of you with him?
I followed him, yeah.
Okay. So we'll assume the rest of the
Sure.
party.
Are we rolling for initiative?
Sure.
Yeah, we're rolling for initiative.
10.
Okay.
Damn, we suck.
Damn,
that
we
one
slow.
is that one is a 4 technically, but
Nah, it's a 1.
it's a 1.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So we had someone rolled a 10. Who was it? Dredger, did you roll an 8?
Yeah.
What's your dexterity?
It's +1,
Okay.
so it's an 8.
Okay. And then Dredger. Then Traven. Alright. So, first up is the rogue. And still booking it away. And as it runs, it's going to fire it's going to reach back and fire another Eldritch Blast.
I'm gonna be that guy and say that you don't get a bonus action on a surprise round.
Hmm?
I'm gonna be that guy and say you don't get a bonus action on a surprise round.
That wasn't a surprise round. That was
Huh?
that wasn't a surprise.
You acted before you rolled initiative.
He acted to get away from you. That's not a surprise round.
He hit him though first, and then we rolled for initiative.
Technically, initiative can be rolled during any whenever a set of aggressive actions is taken towards any player, including an attack cannot include a surprise round. Because technically his initiative wasn't high enough to get a surprise round.
Okay. Fine. I guess I can't rules my way out of this one.
Correct. It doesn't matter because he doesn't hit anything.
Ha!
You see that same gray-green energy, and you duck away, and it right into the wall behind you. All right, Bryony, it's your turn.
With a 10?
Yeah, we all rolled.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, we all rolled
So how far away is
He's, I'm gonna say he's probably about 45 feet away, because he couldn't take his full movement because he still shoot that.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot it. Is it a crossbow or a longbow? No, you're right. I'm done. So I'm gonna shoot with my crossbow.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The 22.
Yeah, that hits just a little bit.
3.
3 points of damage. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the bolt that you shoot hits right into the leg, and you hear him scream out and actually stop running and stand to face you, eyes looking pretty wildly. You can see he looks pretty in over his head right now. Aragorn is going to go.
Oh, I forgot about it.
And yeah, Aragorn still exists in your party. So she is actually going to she's going to fire a guiding bolt at him. Alright. That hits. Let me roll that good old damage. Oh my god, that's a lot of d6s. Okay. 13 points of damage. Oops.
Is he dead?
Jesus! Teach Tatum how to use that!
Okay. I will tell
Is that
Tatum.
max?
That's not max damage. It's 4d6.
Holy shit! That's awesome!
Yeah.
Second level spell, alright.
Yeah, that's like
Oh, that's true. I don't know anything about my second level spells yet.
yeah. All right. So, and he, when this hits, you see the where a spell would normally just dissipate when it hits, it actually outlines him, and now the next attack on him is at advantage. All right, Dredger, it is your turn.
I'm gonna take my full dash
Okay.
and just stand in front of him, and I'm gonna say, "You're gonna give my friend's coins back."
You know what? Technically, that's an action, but I'm gonna let you roll the intimidation check on that.
Ooh, that's gonna be pretty good. 19.
He actually takes the purse in his hand and throws it over your head to try to get it back to him. And then, like, kind of puts his hands up like this, noticing that you're, like, 7 or 8 of him tall.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
And I kneel down and I pat him on the head. That's a good lad.
and he's sitting there, and he actually says to Dredger, I didn't mean to make you mad. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten in a couple days. I just need something. But it is now Traven's turn.
Did I hear him say that?
Huh?
Did I hear him say that?
Let's see. That would be about 45 feet. Perception check, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna say roll a perception check on this one.
It's a 9.
It's a 9. You hear him talking, and he's obviously not acting aggressively, but it's not like you couldn't hear what he said. So
But I saw him throw the coin purse, right?
you did see him throw the coin purse. You heard it go clank on the ground.
Then I'm gonna. He's only like 25 feet away from me, so I'm gonna use my movement. And in between, I'll pick up my coin purse, which doesn't take anything, and I'll just get up to him.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna kind of stand behind him since Dredger's standing in front of him, so he kind of boxes Kid in. And I just kneel down, and I go, "Here's the deal, bud. Never steal from somebody you can't outrun." And I wink at him, and I toss him a gold piece.
He catches the gold piece, and actually he says, "Well, you were a little faster than I anticipated. Normally I can get around the corner before someone catches up to me, or they don't see through my shapeshift."
Ah, so you're a changeling, lad.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Another trick is be better at lying.
No. Give him credit. That was a pretty good lie. I would have bought that. But then again, I'm pretty dumb.
I tie my coin purse back onto my belt, but like twice, so that now it's even harder to steal. And I just go, "What's your name there, bud?"
He says, "I'm Ayo.
What was that?
I'm Ayo. I'm not from around here. My name's a little unusual. Would you like help with that spelling from the DM?"
Yes.
Hey-o.
It's A-E-I-O.
Is that it?
You.
And sometimes why?
And he says, "Yeah, my parents haven't been around for a while, and I was left here. I've been here for about 5 years. I don't know where they are. I'm not sure they made it on the boat over, like they said they would."
How'd you learn how to do that thing you did with your hand there, bud?
That? Oh. You know, this guy. I met this guy on the street one day. He said he was coming from a far-off land, and he said he would give me food so long as I did him some favors when he asked. It's weird, but I can do other things too. I hadn't been able to do those before. Like, I can do, oh, watch this. And he points at Dredger. Dredger, can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Perhaps. Oh, that's a hot 3.
He looks at you and he says, "What do you call a dog with no legs?" "Nothing, because it won't come anyway." He has hit you with Tasha's hideous laughter.
Oh!
And you are now laughing uncontrollably on the ground.
I'm rolling, like holding my stomach. My hat fell off. Oh, why can't I stop? It wasn't that funny.
Hey there, bud. Can you stop that?
And it starts to fall over you that was a really dumb joke, and you don't know why you started laughing. And he says, "I learned some things."
Isn't isn't that a bard spell? I'm sorry, what?
No.
It's a
Okay.
warlock and a butcher.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm like, huh?
Hey, Timber.
Don't look at me like I'm Timber.
I'm looking over my left shoulder. Hey, Timber. This guy needs a bath.
He,
Timber looks over and
very
just licks the snot.
What was that? Say that again.
Timber runs over and just licks the snot out of this tiny little thing.
That's gross.
He's just like, he's like now almost like leaning all the way back. Like, no, please. I like the dirt. It lets me blend in, and plus it makes me feel a little less weird when I change forms.
I'm like breathing heavily. I'm like wiping tears away from my face, and I shoo Timber away just a little bit, not like aggressively. I tussle his hair again, and I say, "You know, I see a lot of me in you. All you had to do was ask."
He says, "Well, the last time I asked, yeah, the fight didn't go as well for me as this one did."
This one went well for you.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Sweet
All right.
child.
Yeah.
I stand up and I yoink him. I scoop him. I put him up on my shoulder and I say, "Let's go get you some dinner then."
Says that sounds pretty awesome.
Hey, bud, are the people in this town, if they see you looking like you do right now, are they going to freak out and, like, try to beat you up?
We probably shouldn't go to the local inn. They might beat me up.
Okay. Any restaurant recommendations then, bud? Places that, you know, people usually go that you can come out and steal from?
He says, well, we can. The guy at the fish and tart, he generally gives me what doesn't sell at the end of the day. He might let us buy food from him too.
Yeah, you need something fresh.
Says,
It's
okay.
always good to reward a kind soul.
And probably some vegetables.
Says,
I'm gonna hand him like a piece of jerky out of my pack in my rations. So just
he grabs it and he starts like nibbling on it as you walk, and he guides you to this like you ever seen like a picture of a longhouse, like where they would meat and fish and stuff. It's kind of like that, but it has these glass windows and there's like cakes and cookies and various pastries in the windows on one side, and on the other side there's like smoked fish and other like grocery things basically.
Bryony looks around for the biggest tart she can find and purchases it and hands it to Ao.
He like grabs it with both of his hands and he like
I actually have to hand it to Dredger too, hand to Ao.
for height reasons.
For height reasons, but
yeah, well, you know, he gets it, and you now see he's like like full on smiling, and you see his teeth are like pointy, like all of his teeth are jagged and pointy, not like a normal humanoid's teeth, but more like a predator's teeth. You're not sure if that's having no real encounters with changelings. You don't really know where that comes from. You don't know if that's indicative of something or if that's a racial.
Well, you see anything you like?
He says, "All right, now this pie. This." He's like, maybe a fish too. That would be pretty good. I like meat. That's always a good one.
Meat? Oh, you remind me more and more of myself every minute I talk to you.
Oh yeah, he reminds me more and more of Dredger every 5 seconds.
He looks and he says, I want to show you something that I've learned to do by watching some of the people that come off the ships around here. The ones that I don't steal from. The ones that I more stalk to see if they're worth stealing from.
Aye.
And he says, "All right, put me down. I'm gonna go outside into the alleyway."
Draven keeps a hand on his coin purse as the kid runs past.
Out into the alleyway, and then you don't hear anything, and for a little bit, and then Traven, you hear the words come through. "Come find me," from Ao, and you're the only one that hears it.
I'm gonna buy a fish for the kid.
Okay, it's 5 silver.
I'm gonna slap down a gold and get some change.
Okay, he hands you 5.
Bryony never paid for the pie, by the way.
She said she did, but
She's like, yoink, give me.
It's 2 silver.
These are 2 silver. So there's 10
So you'll get 8 silver back.
Anybody else hear the kid just talk just now?
No.
Bud, he just said, "Come find me," eh?
I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm pissed.
oh,
Okay.
Eventually,
I really have
you hear the
for a second.
same. You hear the same thing, essentially. It just
Do I
takes.
hear him like walking?
You don't hear him walking. You hear everyone else in sequence hears him say, "Come find me," but they're the only ones that hear it.
so wait, now I heard him too?
Yes. Now you've heard him, and Dredger and Aragorn have all heard.
Okay. Oh, this is like a game I used to play with my brothers. Let's go find him.
Traven takes this very seriously and drops to one knee and starts tracking the kid.
Okay. So you're gonna
Bryony watches him do this and goes, "Okay, that seems like cheating, but
roll me a survival check at
Hey,
disadvantage.
you know how to find people. I know how to find people. I'm going to find him first.
Roll me a survival at disadvantage because you are starting on a wood floor.
Would that cancel with the humanoid advantage? So I just roll once?
Yeah. We'll say it's a straight roll.
Humanoid are favorite enemies.
Yeah.
That is a 14.
I don't know my favorite."
Okay. I mean, you see, it's a pretty busy street. I mean, you see a lot.
Oh.
You do see eventually that there's a set of smaller footprints. You don't know if it's his. You don't know if it's another kid's, but it goes into an alley next an alley. There's 2 alleys, one on either side.
I'm going to head into the alleyway, but I'm going to turn invisible as I walk in.
Okay. 1 second. I need to. If I remember, I can. Nope. That's the.
Or actually, no. Can I take that back?
Yeah.
With the invisibility. I'm going to use disguise self instead
Okay.
and turn into the human Traven that we saw in episode 1, so that my friends will know who I am, but the kid won't.
Ah. Okay.
So he has to be a DC 14 check if he examines somebody to see if they're me.
Okay.
So it's like first he has to do a like perception check just to even know that someone would be me, and then he has to beat the 14.
Okay.
check.
You need to see. So you go down and you see, like, peeking around from the corner of like a barrel. You see what looks like the top of Ao's head, like peeking around, and you see his very bright yellow eyes looking at.
I walk up to him and I cough and I try to do my best impression of Dredger to try to throw off my voice. So I go, "Hey, there, bud. Who are you?"
Wow.
Actually,
I hated that so much.
that was terrible. You need to make me an investigation check. Actually,
Nat 20.
so You see a light flicker to this image of Au, and you realize this is an illusion.
Friday straight up points and laughs at Traven and goes, "You know I was gonna do."
I know to do this though, and I pull my sword and stab the image, and it disappears.
It fizzles out, and you
Put it back.
you start to hear from, like, back the way you came. You start to hear faint music.
Music?
Yeah, like musical notes, like kind of like a music box.
I'm out. Nope. No freaky circus shit. Nope.
Okay.
Dredger,
Can I
did you
roll-
come up the alley with your friends, by the way?
No.
So you're still in the shop. So what do you do when
Friday's not going to the freaky ass music.
you're not going towards my freaky ass music? Okay.
Oh.
Can I roll? I roll another survival check.
To try to
Or-
attack him?
Yeah.
I mean, you can. It's going to be a really high DC for this one.
Okay. It feels like what I would do
Okay.
is like still try to follow it.
Yeah.
That is a 15.
You don't see any. It's like those footprints that you saw that you have now discerned probably were Aoy's. They're gone. They just end at that illusion.
So, Buds, if the footprints are gone, either did something to hide his tracks or he went up. What would you guys think that he did?
Did you say something?
Yeah, come out here, Bud.
All right, I trundle over to Traven.
You actually
So
walk in, as you enter the alley, you hear this like really, it's weird. They sound super close, but it's still super faint musical notes, and then they start to feel like they get farther away.
Yeah, I walk away.
So do you walk over or away?
Away.
I'm going to cast guidance on Traven, and then I'm following Dredger. I'm out.
What happened?
I'm like,
So Traven,
hi.
as you are by yourself in the alley,
Aragorn left too?
I feel, actually, no, you're not by yourself right now. You're not by yourself. Aragorn is still there, but she's not paying a whole lot of attention. She's just kind of chilling. She knows she has a lot of ideas where she has gone. She actually looks at you and says, well, he had to have gone up. He can't go down.
I'm going up. I'll find the kid and then find you guys, okay? I call after him.
As you say, I'm going up, you hear, huh! And you look up in time to see a small changeling form falling towards you very fast.
I want to snag him.
Make me a dexterity check.
That is an 18.
Okay, you
I'm
catch.
gonna add guidance since I can.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
That is a 21.
All right, so you catch him. You know, like when dads like throw the babies up like super high and then catch them as they fall. That's kind of how you catch them. And he
That's
goes,
what happens.
I can do some really cool things. Like I said, I'm really good hiding.
Seems like a cool kid, eh?
I don't know.
Well,
It
yeah,
depends.
a lot like me, and I'm pretty cool.
Yeah, Bud, was that music from you? I say to the child I'm holding in my hands.
He says, yeah, and the best part about that, unlike the other one where I made me down there, or the one where I made the big guy laugh, I can do that whenever. I don't know how it works.
You should keep that to yourself.
Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't.
That's kind of creepy. You should keep that to yourself, eh? I say, and I put him on my shoulder now.
It's like I can do other things, like that. When I shot you with that energy, I can do that a lot too.
What are you selling yourself for, bud?
What am I selling myself? I'm not selling myself for anything. I'm just glad that like you didn't just leave me on the side of the road or kill me. That would have
The
been.
child, he doesn't have, well, I shouldn't make presumptions, but I assume you don't have very many friends.
No, none actually.
Wait, hey, bud, are you feeling okay? I mean, we did hit you pretty hard for a couple seconds there.
He says, I felt better. I'll probably bruise pretty bad in the morning, but nothing's broken.
I'm healing him.
Okay. Do it.
I'm gonna walk up to him, like kind of all motherly, and he's on your shoulder,
Yeah, he's
right?
still on my shoulder.
So I want Traven to lead down to me.
Slap him in the back.
And I'm gonna brush his little hair out of his face, and I'm gonna use Cure Wounds on him.
All right. Go ahead and roll the healing.
The 4.
4. Cool. He's like, well, you know, it doesn't smart anymore. It just kind of aches. And he says, but what brings you guys to this absolute hellhole that we call a city?
We're looking for a boat. We wouldn't happen to know where we can get one.
He says,
Huh?
actually, believe it or not, I do know a few things about boats and people that do the thing where you make them go over water. He says, I know of 3 that are looking for extra crew. If you're looking for a ride, they might be willing to let you on. One of them's kind of dumb. Another one is just kind of a jerk. He kicked me once. That wasn't very fun.
I kind of want to go kick that guy's butt. But I don't know if that's really societally what we should do, eh?
He says, I wouldn't recommend it. He is kind of important, you know, to the Empire itself, but...
Well, if it's an Empire ship, we could very, very easily get on, I reckon.
Yeah, but is the captain going to try to beat up our kid here?
I'll make sure he doesn't.
He says, yeah.
I like that, eh?
He says, okay. I just happen to know that Captain Swile's kind of a not a nice guy.
The one with the dumb captain. Is that a Empire ship too there, bud?
No, that's a mercantile ship from up north. To be honest, I'm not sure the guy actually knows how to pilot a ship. I think he just kind of intimidates his crew into doing it for him.
So what do you guys want to do, eh?
I mean, we gotta find a boat somewhere. It's ugly.
Okay. Maybe we can
So,
buy a boat.
You could buy
I
it.
think we can buy a boat. Enough money, we can probably buy a boat.
We do have a lot of money.
Let me look in my player's handbook real quick. By my player's handbook, I mean Google.
The SS Knackle, baby.
God.
Yes. And what are we gonna do with a boat when we're done with this one section where we need a boat?
Sell the boat.
We're on a continent in the middle of the ocean.
You're right. It probably doesn't hurt to have.
All right. So do you go inquire about ship prices?
Sure, fuck it.
Okay, so you walk up and there's this guy, rather rotund man, barely any hair. The hair that he has is very gray and disheveled, and he goes, "Oh hi, are you looking to buy a boat?"
Perhaps.
Well, there's not many, but we have a large selection. Is this for a close or a far journey?
How do you
Or-
have not many?
I'm owning a boat, so I hope it lasts for a very long time.
Oh, you mean to buy a boat? Okay. Well, we have a couple of options. We have your standard galley. That's good for making mercantile runs, or I'm not going to judge you, but if you want to do some pirate business, you could do that. That'll run you about 30,000 gold pieces.
Walk away.
Walk away.
I appreciate your time, but that is a bit out of my price range.
It says,
Hey, bud, how much would it cost for me to make a canoe?
what? Make a
Right.
what?
Canoe?
Tribal boy wants to make a boat.
Make a canoe. Well, first, I'd say it would cost you as much as woodworking.
Yeah, bro, I don't think we got the daylight or the manpower.
Wait. So this is some real Traven culture vibes. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Native American cultures would make a canoe by chopping down a single tree and then carving into it.
Mm-hmm.
It would take less than a day if multiple people did it.
Okay, I would
How
say
are we going to fit 5 people and possibly a dragon onto a canoe?
a dragon.
I don't know. Maybe Silver wants to come back.
You think
Hey, dude, maybe Silver wants to come back. I don't know.
I'm not positive Silva's gonna just show up randomly.
So
Hey, I birthed him. I am his mommy.
I can breathe underwater. Will just drag me along with a rope.
All right, so
We'll
Hey.
keel haul you.
Cousin had a good idea.
We're gonna keel haul Bliney.
Yeah,
Trey,
Cousin doesn't need to be on the boat. She can be a grip pulling it.
I will tell you, are you proficient with carpenter's tools?
That no.
That's a no.
No, you're
Someone
not.
who's proficient in carpenter's tools could possibly do it in a day or two. Someone who is not proficient would probably be able to do it in 5 days.
Hey, Ayo, how good are you at wood?
He
We'll
says,
go ask the poopy captain.
No, I don't wood.
No.
Now I gotta check
Actually,
that's actually correct. Let me double check and make sure that I'm not lying to you.
you, sir, seem to be the harbor master type.
He says, yes, I am.
What was the fucking name of the captain? I kind of zoned out.
Which one? There's 3.
The Navy
Young
guy.
Captain.
Oh, the Navy guy. Captain Jonathan Swile.
Do you know where Captain Swile's boat is docked?
He says, "Oh yeah, it's the big one about it's in dock 7D. So you're gonna go straight down this boardwalk, and then you're gonna turn right, and it's like the 3rd or 4th big old boat on the left."
I look at everybody. Perhaps.
What's about?
Boats, eh?
Stop it.
But you, little one, do you feel comfortable with this man?
He says, "Well, he hasn't seen me in a little bit because I don't really come around the docks because there's a lot of things that I cannot carry that I would like to steal, but I think it'll be fine."
Actually,
You know about
hold on a
your
second. Just about how far do your changeling powers go?
He says, "Well, as long as I see what I want to change into and have about an hour to, like study them and like hear them talk, I can come pretty close to mimicking them entirely."
You could be another me.
Or
Yes.
a me?
I want no part of this.
I'm not sure if I can grow to that size.
What about the water one?
Or the elf?
I could probably be the little one. I would
Can you
still
look like the little one, but not be the little one?
I can actually he says, well, I've never tried to be taller than I am now, but I can try
Isn't the dwarf self taller than he is?
a little bit.
Okay.
That
How tall is he?
he's only about like maybe 4 foot even. 3
Oh.
foot.
I am like 4'3".
So that's not that bad.
Right. He's
I go, hey bud, has this Captain Swile ever seen you as a dwarf anyway?
he says, well, no, I don't. I'm not a big fan of the ability to change. It makes me a little uncomfortable because I feel different from everybody else. But I do it to survive.
I kneel down again
You
and I say, now, son,
I'll be right back.
I mean no ill will behind these words. But look at yourself. You're pretty different from everyone else.
Yeah.
And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think we're a pretty big band of people who don't look like anybody else.
He says, 1 second, and he concentrates, and you start to see like his you start to see his skin start to like kind of gray out, even grayer than it is now. And he starts to grow a little bit, and he grows to about 5 feet, and then he looks up at you and he says, now I don't look so different. I'm still working on the voice.
Oh, he's growing up just as we watch him.
He says, yes.
Well, better go talk to the good captain then. We're going to need passage.
He says, yes, the good captain. And he smiles really big.
I tussle his hair again. Ah. Traven usually says something stupid, so like, I'm just kind of.
I'm not the only one who thinks that. Yeah, say we go find a boat.
Aragorn says, yeah, I don't see why not.
Oh my god, Aragorn talks.
Aragorn says,
I will walk towards the boat now.
okay, so you pass a couple boats that you can make out the names of. You see on your right, as you're walking by, you see the Dreamweaver, this big ship. I say big ship. It's by ship standards, it's small, but in relation to a vehicle you've seen recently, it's pretty big. And you see that it is captained by this man who is, you assume he's the captain. He's screaming at everybody. This half-orcish man with this very ornate attire and this big hat with a feather out of it, and he's old. He's older, You walk by and you see a really, really big ship. This one you would assume that it was somewhere between a galley and a warship. And you see, standing at the bottom, you see this very large, like even by Goliath standards, large man. And he's sitting there and he's shouting in very, very terrible common at people. And you reckon that's probably the dumb captain that Ayo talked about. And then you come up to, and that one's called the Eos. you see written on the side of it, and then you come up to the ship that you were given directions to. It's called, on the side it is written INS Dragonfire, and under it is a series of numbers and letters that you don't know the meaning of. And you see this human man, probably about 30, 40 years old, and he has this very, this kind of semi-ornate dress uniform. He has, he has epaulets on both arms, and then a very neat but still shows that he has power hat. And he's shouting around, and he sees you approach, and he goes, "You there! This is an Imperial ship. What is your business?"
Well, luckily, it is Imperial business.
"Oh, are you the new recruits I sent for?"
Oh, no. We are not recruits. We were sent by the General to look into things.
He says, "You were sent by the General. What unit are you with, sir?"
We are not with a unit. We are freelancers.
Well, did he tell you to what's his name?
Yes. What is his name? I am so bad at taking notes for this campaign.
No, it's fine.
Okay. I don't remember who sent us.
It's a very familiar name
Yeah, it super is.
to Briny.
Wait, are we talking about the guy who sent us or the captain?
The guy that sent you.
It's a familiar name, right?
Oh, General Edric, the High General.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. What do you need?
We were looking for passage to a temple of sorts to the north.
He says, "Oh, well, lucky for you, we're going on a patrol deployment there. Do you know how to fight?"
Ho. Well, you're asking the right lad if he knows how to fight. And I pull a signed 8x10 out of my pack.
He says,
You're welcome.
"Oh boy, you're one of the."
What did I miss?
Huh?
We're talking to Jonathan Swiles.
And
Okay.
he says, "Okay, all right. I've never been a part of an actual military operation before, so I don't know the actual, how do you say, nuances of taking on new people, but you know what? Just come on board."
All we require is passage. There's no bureaucracy. There's no paperwork. All we require is a ride to the north, and we will be fine.
Yeah.
And we'd be willing to help out while we're there.
Yeah, as long as you're willing to help out, you can. Yeah, maybe some of them can teach you some of their jobs, and we can get there even faster. Generally, we can get to the southern shore of the northern continent pretty quickly, about 2 days. It's about half the time as any other ship, but we also don't have to stop anywhere. Yeah, so you can come on.
Excellent.
He walks you through, and he introduces you to some of the crew that he that comes across your path, and he says he's meted always with a salute and a "good morning, sir." And he walks you up to this older gentleman, and he says, this is our navigator. He doesn't have a rank. He's technically not in the Navy, but they won't let me get rid of him. This is Jim, and you see this guy turn around, and he's like pushing on a cane to stay up, and he goes, "Why, hello there."
Hello, sir.
He says, I'm Jim. I'm the best navigator the Empire has to offer. Don't ask
I hold out my
this
arm
guy.
and I go, "Hey, Jim, I'm something of a navigator myself, eh?"
He says, well, that will remain to be seen.
Sure.
He says, if you'll excuse me, I need to continue plotting our course to Ipux. And he turns around to this big table of maps. It is excessive amount of map considering you're only going like across a channel.
Traven leans over to Aragorn because she's the book smart one, and he goes, "Hey, what the hell are those things over there?"
She looks at you and she goes, "That's a naval map. That's how they get around."
And what's it for?
Well, it's to plot where you've been, where you haven't been, and what you find there.
How do you forget where you've been and where you haven't been? You go where you've
for
been and you go past that.
It's for other
What?
people. It's not always for the person navigating, it's for other people, so they know where you've been and what's there.
But you just show the next person who needs to go where you've been.
But what if
So
you're
my
not?
dad.
She
Anyone else think that's weird, or is it just me? Okay, it's just me. I'll just keep walking then.
You continue on, and he introduces you to this big, burly guy. And he says, "This is Swinnick, our carpenter. He handles the repairs." And he turns around and he says, "I build." What's he look like?
Yes.
Big, burly human guy. He's about 6 foot tall, and he's ripped. And like you see, he's carrying a beam, like a support beam for a room, in his right hand, just palming
I start sweating.
it. He says, "I build. Nail, hammer, wood. Easy."
Respectable.
Good guy, eh?
Captain Swile continues on, and he introduces you to a couple more people, you know, the cook, the master gunner of the ship, those guys. And they don't have this big grandiose introduction because they're currently busy, you know, cooking and checking all the weapons and going through their inspections and such.
What kinds of weapons?
What kind of weapons? Well, you see they have
Lad, lots of guns.
They have cannons. You go into the cannon hall at some point, and you do see that there are 6 cannons on each side, port and starboard cannons. And all the space that isn't used for the cannons themselves is packed full of gunpowder and cannonballs and various kinds of packings. You don't know what these things do, but you reckon if you take some downtime to learn, you could probably become a half decently well versed in ship combat. You get the sense that all of these people are good enough teachers that you would only need about a day of downtime with them to learn.
Okay.
If you so pleased.
Okay.
And the captain says, "Well, you'll be sleeping with the crew because we don't have anywhere else for you. Luckily, we have how many are you? We have 4 beds. So unfortunately, one of you will either have to sleep in the cargo hold on some rations or on the floor."
Well, when we come to it.
He says,
Just real quick, because I was gone. What? Sorry.
What was that?
Can I ask a question, DM?
Yeah, sure.
There's about 5 people.
Since I was gone, what shape did AO take to get on the boat?
Like short dredger. Like a
Okay, cool.
5.5 foot tall dredger.
That's hilarious. Continue, please. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. He and you know, you you walk around for a little bit, get your bearings, and you hear a horn sound. And the captain Swile is up at the helm of the ship, and he says, "All right, we're pushing off for our 2-week patrol run. We do have to make a stop in the south of Ipux to drop off our new passengers on Imperial business. You know what your jobs are. Do them." And you hear shouts of weigh anchor. You start to hear some grunting and rattling of chains as this big wheel mechanism is pushed around and this chain is drug across and brings up this big metal thing, more kind of like a almost like a box of metal, but it's solid, and you reckon it weighs probably about 100-200 pounds. And you start to sail off into the ocean.
200 pounds keeps this boat in place? Damn.
6 ships is not a big ship.
This boat must be made out of balsa wood.
Well, they're also... So, you know that the Empire has ships larger than this, considerably larger than this.
Tin cannons.
Huh?
With tin cannons.
Yes. Technically, this one carries 12. But you also see...
As in the metal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right.
I'm talking shit over the table.
Yeah. You also see that this is a 3-mast ship, so it's very obviously made for speed over rigidity. You probably reckon that's why it's a patrolling ship and not a garrison ship at this point. So
we're on a sloop more than a.
What was that?
It's not a line; it's a sloop.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a sloop or a clipper. It's one of those two that you can figure. Just has a lot more cannons than it probably should. But as I'm sure you're picking up, that is a theme with the Empire. All right, so... Oh, what's that one? Okay. So your first day of travel, a call is put out to the ship, and they say that they see another vessel not too far off, and you look out and you see it's flying a solid black flag. Do any of you have any history on the ocean?
Nope.
Nope, just in it.
Okay. Okay, so this means nothing to you.
I thought it was funny.
But the that was very funny. I'm sorry. You hear Captain Swile call the ship to a halt. Whoosh, anchor drops, and the ship pulls alongside you, lowers these planks over the side, and you see these not the best dressed people step off the ship, and they walk over and they say, "All right, who's the guy that runs this ship?" And Captain...
Who's saying this? Is it the guys from the other side or one?
There's 6 of them. There's the guy speaking, and then 5 people behind him in like a half arc, and they all have their swords drawn, kind of holding the crew up. And Captain Swile steps down and he says, "I'm going to let you know that this is an Imperial ship before you do what you're doing." And the guy that has boarded the ship says, "Do I look like I care that this is an Imperial ship? What cargo do you have?" And at that point, you start to notice and get the idea that these are probably pirates. You know.
Be polite.
They,
Best dressed.
as...
They're not the best pirates, but okay.
They're in a relatively small ship. They're not very well dressed. They're, they're very polite pirates, for what you can reckon. And they
Where are we at for this?
where are you?
Yeah, like in relation to these individuals.
You are above deck, just scattered around. It really, just wherever you want to be, basically.
Okay.
How many levels are there to this ship?
There are two. There's the
So
main,
above and
there's the main deck, and then the deck that holds the gun deck, right? And the gun deck is basically split, and towards the back is quarters. So, those of you that decide to be above on the main deck are seeing this as it happens. And you also see that no one is worried about this, despite the fact that these pirates are starting to push in on the ship. They're like,
Driven's gonna loosen the sword in his belt, but he's not going to attack first. He's gonna wait to see what the captain does.
wish I had that.
the captain looks reasonably nervous at this point, and he's whispering to another sailor, and at that point, the what you reckon to be the captain, the guy that's been doing all the talking so far, throws a dagger in the direction of the captain and the person he's talking to.
I want to, like, not aggressively, I just want to draw my bow.
Okay. And you see it buries into the floor right where they're standing, and he says, I asked, where be your cargo? You didn't answer. I'm gonna have to kill somebody for that. And he draws his sword, and he points right at Traven. He says,
Oh, buddy.
the fuzzy.
Big mistake.
All right. Roll for initiative, y'all. As they all ready.
Says Barney.
9, says Driven.
14.
Okay. Sorry, I'm having to roll 3 initiatives here.
You're fine.
All right. Oops, I forgot to do that. There we go. 15 plus 3. Okay. So 25 to 20. Nope. 20 to 15.
I was 15. Oh, 14.
You were
15.
Bryony, did you say you were 15?
I have 16.
16. Okay. So then and then Dredger. Sorry, there are a whole lot of things that need to be done. Okay. Dredger. Who is this? I rolled an extra die on accident. All right. Okay. And then okay. Cool. We got that done. First up is actually Aragorn. Believe it or not.
Nah, she's awesome. I believe it.
She's going to fire a firebolt at the nearest the bandit captain, the captain of the pirates. All right. So that is that. Roll to hit. And it does not hit. It blasts right beside his foot. All right. So that's her turn. Bryony, it's now your turn.
I would like to Sacred Flame his ass.
The same one?
Yeah, the lead guy.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
He has to roll a Dex.
Right, the dex
Oh,
is
right.
12.
You're right. He saves.
Fuck!
So does he take half damage or no damage? Does it say?
No damage.
No damage.
No damage. Okay. Movement, bonus action, anything.
No.
Okay. It is now the captain's turn. And he is going to rush up to Traven, since he was dead set on attacking him anyway, and he's going to take 2 attacks with his sword and 1 with his dagger that he's holding in his arm.
Oh yeah, bud. Come on, come to Papa.
8 does not hit.
Nope. I swept right out of the way. Come on, bud. You can do better than that.
Does a 15 hit.
Nope.
All right, so that one misses. And 1
Knock it
with
with
the
the
dagger. Does a 22 hit.
Perhaps.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Maybe a little bit.
You take 6 points of piercing damage. All right. And
I
now,
spit in his face and I go, "You're gonna have to do better than that, there, bud."
he says, "Oh, I can. Trust me." And and now it is the bandit's turn. One will rush up to
Higher than a 14? Wow.
Error. One will rush up to Aragorn. Wait a minute. No, Dredger. Sorry, you go in between the captain and bandits. I misread how it said. Okay.
All right. So, how many bandits are on the ship?
5 plus the captain.
Are they all close to the edge?
Ish. If you pushed them hard enough, you could probably get them into the water.
Hold on. Let me read the text on rage.
Okay. You get advantage on dexterity and strength checks, I believe, when you're raging.
I do. And here's what's going to happen, because this is really fun. Because guess what, Eric? I changed my domain and level up.
Of course you did.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the captain as he kind of flails at Traven. I said, "You chose the wrong guy." I fly into a rage, and as this happens, it starts getting overcast. Like, it was a pretty good day. Now it is very dark and stormy.
What's up, class?
Off in the distance, there's thunder.
And I start glowing like a blue as opposed to the red that I normally did. And I point my axe at one of the bandits and I say, "You're in for a fun time, lad." And he's going to have to make a dexterity save.
Okay. Against, what's the DC?
13, I believe.
He does save.
Okay, he takes 1 lightning damage
All right.
as a bolt of thunder comes down from the sky and just...
And he fucking tenses up, still managing to hold on to his weapon.
And then I just walk up at him with a little smirk on my face and like, "Hope you can swim, lad." And I just grab and chuck him.
All right. That is an athletics check. And dexterity save for me, I guess.
Oh, geez. See what? That's that plus that. 19?
Yeah, that works. He goes off. You hear him hit head first into the side of the ship and fall into the water. He's done. You basically watched his head split open.
Who's next?
And they're all a little sketchy now about the whole situation. All right, now it's the 4 remaining bandits' turn. All right. The first one is going to run up and try to hit Dredge.
Oh, I hope he does.
They're not very smart. All right. There's a 10 hit.
Nope.
All right. Misses. Another one's going to run up right behind. As they just saw you decimate their friend, they're like, okay, that's a threat. All right. The next one's going to try to hit you. Wow. Does a 6 hit?
Absolutely not.
They're a little flustered. Now there's no more room around you to come at you. Actually, no, you still got a couple more. One more is gonna.
I have one more.
Yes, and they're gonna try. The second to last one is gonna try to hit you with the scimitar. That's an 11. Does it hit? Okay. All right. And
What's
then
wrong, guys?
the last one is not going to help you, but actually take a couple steps back and get onto the gangplank, drop to a knee, and try to shoot you with a crossbow.
Wait, so he gets back from me?
So he wasn't in your melee range.
Okay.
Yeah. I know what you're asking, but he
Nope.
backs up onto the gangplank and drops to a knee and tries to fire. Oh my god. 13.
Nope.
Fucking, they're garbage. They're legitimate trash. All right.
They're the legitimate.
It is back to the top of the order. It is Aragorn.
I didn't go yet.
Oh, you didn't go? Oh
No.
shit! I wrote yours down. What was your number?
Mine was 9, and I didn't. Oh, I forgot to roll for Timber. You're right. Thank you.
Okay, so you and Timber.
Timber
would be,
had a 13, so Timber actually would have went next, and then me.
yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So
Timber's turn
Timber.
first. Timber is next to me, and he's going to claw the captain.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and do that.
Does an 8 hit?
Not quite. He sees it happening and he dodges off to the side. All right.
Traven just kind of his face goes, "Bet you haven't fought a bear before, eh, bud?" And then it's Traven's turn next.
Okay.
I'm going to bonus action Hunter's Mark this guy.
Okay.
Or anything. Nat 20, baby.
Okay. Damn.
So,
Right.
point, nat 20. We're going to attack. Plus 1, 6 plus. So, double the dice or double the dice thrown?
Double the number on the dice.
10 plus 5, 15 damage.
15. What a hit. You absolutely slobber knocked this poor guy. Fucking, it
Is he dead?
claws. It cleaves right across the front of him. He's now like openly bleeding across the front. And he's still standing. It just did not feel very good.
I grab the back of his head and I whisper in his ear. I go, "And that's how you frickin' hit somebody, bud." And then I kind of shove him away a little bit.
I wish you didn't look at me when you said shit like that.
Oh, I'm not gonna look like to the left away from the camera.
All right. Okay, so that's the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's Aragorn's turn again. All right. Aragorn is going to, the one that started to run away is going to shoot a sacred.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
I forgot a math thing. Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Add 2 if he's a human.
Oh yeah, he is a human, so
So it's 17 damage, not 15.
17 damage.
I
Okay.
hunt the most deadly game, man.
I finally didn't forget to add my +2 for being a revised ranger instead of a PHB ranger. God.
Ranger instead of bad one.
So
Yeah.
Aragorn is going to, the one that stepped back, is going to fire a sacred flame at the one that just tried to shoot you with a crossbow, Dredger. A little bit of retribution. And he does not save, believe it or not. And he takes, oh, look at that, 3 points of radiant damage. Okay, and that's her turn. All right, next up is Briny. Briny, it's your turn.
Oh, right.
Sorry, I was talking. I was explaining a
He was metagaming because I don't understand things. So as my bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to create a spiritual weapon.
Nice.
What does it look like?
Like, please tell us.
So this thing, it looks like Briny's favorite sea creature.
Oh boy.
So Briny casts spiritual weapon, and all of a sudden, this great ethereal manatee hovers, just appears and hovers next to Dredger.
And it can it attack this turn?
I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh.
It only lasts for a minute, so I would think
That's
so.
10 rounds. So yeah, you can attack this turn.
Each round is
The +4 to hit.
And it is going to attack whichever of the guys is closest to Dredger, because there were a couple around him.
All three of them.
Yeah, there were 3 of them around. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Does a 20 hit?
Yeah, a little bit.
Does a 4 hurt?
I mean, it doesn't not hurt.
And you can attack him for your turn too.
And so now for my turn,
Does
not my friend's turn. I am gonna, we're gonna longbow. No, I'm sorry, I have a crossbow. We're gonna crossbow.
Is it actually a bonus action to attack, or is it just a bonus action to summon?
It's a bonus action to summon and it acts on its own.
Yeah.
Oh. Damn, that's OP. All right.
Yeah, does an 8 hit?
Not quite. Not quite. So
Damn.
after this guy gets shellacked with a frickin' manatee of all things that just, showed up in front of him, he's actually a little off balance, and you manage just to miss him a little bit because you're not used to your guy flailing around. All right. The captain is now going to take a swing at the bear.
You dirty motherfucker.
And he's going to take he's going to make 3 attacks again. 2 with the sword, 1 with the dagger.
All on the bear?
Yeah. 13, does that hit?
That's just enough to hit.
All right. That's 8 slashing damage. 14 hits.
Yeah.
That's 4 slashing damage. And then 1 more. So that's 19 to hit.
Yeah.
And 5 points of piercing damage. So after this bear, came at him,
very hurt.
What was that?
He is very, very hurt. You hurt
Yeah.
my boy. I kill your so dead.
He says, he looks over. He says, I might not have ever fought a bear before, but they bleed. Dredger, it's now your turn.
Okay, so how far away is the guy on the gangplank?
The guy on the gangplank is, I'd say, 10 feet away.
Okay.
No, he'd be 15 feet away. Sorry, he was 10 feet away. He moved 5 feet back, 15 feet.
Hurts. Okay, so I'm going to reach my hand out to the guy who just got bitch slapped by a manatee.
Mm-hmm. You're going to do the thing again.
I hope you're grounded, son. I'm gonna have to-
Yeah, you can try to yeet him. That's fine.
No, I'm not eating him. He's
Oh,
gonna
you're not?
for
Oh, you're right. Sorry,
my-
I misheard. And it's against
What
a
is that?
what?
It's 13.
Yeah, he beats that.
2 damage.
2 damage. Okay.
Another bolt of lightning comes down and just.
He you actually see, since you're close enough, you see the lightning marks on his arm like a cool tattoo spidering up his arm down to his fingertips.
And I look at him. I'm a bit surprised. I'm like, you're a lot tougher than you look. And now he's going to make a dex save.
Okay. What'd you roll for that to set the DC?
29.
Yeah, he's gone.
My grip tightens around his shoulder. I hope you can swim better than your friend can.
No, he's dead. Again, hits the side of the ship at damn near terminal velocity. And fucking, he's done.
Puts his head like a watermelon.
Yeah, very akin to a watermelon versus
The guys to my front and back, and I say, you can always try.
All right. So the other bandits, the ones that are around you, are, believe it or not, they're gonna try to hit you again.
Okay, you can.
Oh, that's actually a good roll for once. 14.
Oh, it just hits.
Oh, words I love to hear as a DM. 6 points, half to 3 of slashing.
Stupid.
The other one, here he goes. That's a 20.
Natural?
No, just regular.
Okay.
That's 5, half to 2.
Yeah, baby.
And then the last guy, he's gonna shoot you with a crossbow bolt.
Fun.
That's cocked. That was a 20, and then it was an 8, so 11.
Wait, did he roll a disadvantage?
No, it was cocked. I had to roll it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Woo.
Damn it! It was a natural 20, and then it rolled back the other direction. You got someone on your
Beautiful.
side, would you?
Yeah,
All right.
I bet I do.
About
Because
this,
he got friends on the other side. But it's
About
not the
this-
one that you want.
yeah. About this time, Ayo comes up from below decks,
I wonder
And
where
he-
he was.
looks, and he sees all this happening, and he looks, and for the first one he can see, which ends up being the guy on the gangplank, because there's people in front of him for everyone else. And he's actually, one second. Let me see how this, let me remember how this works. Yeah. He looks at him and he mumbles some words, and he's going to cast Cause Fear on him. So
The guy on the gangplank?
yes,
Aww.
he's going to make a wisdom save to beat 12.
I want to win.
Oh, and he saves.
Oh, thank God, because I had something really funny and cool planned next turn.
So you see Au actually, his eyes roll back into his head and he mumbles some words, and this dark energy shoots forth towards this guy and wraps around him and starts to seep into him, and then he just shrugs it off and is shaken, but, you know, not afraid. All right, next is Timber, who just got the shit.
Timber is gonna maul that son of a biscuit.
All right, let's do it.
No, he's not.
6. He's not gonna do it.
That does not hit.
Wait, it's not a 6.
It's a 3 plus 3.
Oh, interesting.
So what'd you say?
That does not hit.
Yeah, he's very injured.
Yeah.
That's Traven's turn.
Okay.
Traven looks at the captain and goes, "You can hurt me. You hurt my bear, I'm going to kill you myself." And he rolls a, how does a 25 sound?
Yeah, that's plus 10 his armor class, so go ahead and do that.
I can't roll on paper. 8 damage on his first swing
Okay.
of the sword. Oh, wait, 10. Sorry.
Oh,
Math.
okay. And the second one?
How's a 16?
That hits.
All right.
Actually, no. He's going to use his reaction to parry your blow. So it misses. His reaction, parry, the captain adds 2 to his AC against one melee attack that would hit it. To do so, the captain must see the attacker and be wielding a melee weapon. So it does not hit.
Okay.
That was the only attack recently that he could have even thought to do that on. All right.
Because there was a 25 on the other.
Yeah.
And that 20 on one and a 25 on the other.
Yeah. So, all right. It's back to Aragorn.
And Raven yells, "Somebody heal my bear!"
Aragorn is going to look at. She's going to take your advice and look at the bear, Timber, and cast Healing Word. And he heals. Oh, come on! Don't get cocked. 4 points of damage. I didn't even know the digital dice could get cocked. All right, and that's an action, if I remember. No, that's a bonus action. Because
What?
Yeah,
Third
healing word is a
level.
bonus.
Yeah, Healing Word's a bonus action.
Fuck me.
And she is then going to turn to the guy on the gangplank and fire another firebolt. Okay. That is the 16, so that hits, and the damage on that is 6 fire damage. This guy's looking really hurt. He's actually like singed by that one. You can see where he has the 3rd degree burn up around his shoulder area from that last hit. All right. Next, Bryony, it's your turn.
Is the captain dead?
The captain is not dead.
Oh my god, die. So I am going to also use Healing Word on Da Bear.
Da Bear. Okay, go ahead and do that.
Heal for 8.
Okay. So that's your bonus action.
Yes. And then
Weapon.
huh?
Don't forget your weapon.
Oh yeah, and I got my manatee. So my manatee is gonna swing. Does a 23 hit?
At one near Dredger.
I'm gonna swing at. There's still one next to Dredger, isn't there?
There's 2 next to Dredger.
Okay. At the one closest. For 3.
3, okay. All right. Schmack.
And then for my action, I'm gonna use. I'm gonna try to use. I'm not just. Pause. I'm going to shoot a crossbow at the captain. That is
20.
I rolled a nat 20, but I got 23. Okay, a nat 20, you roll the dice, double the numbers.
It doesn't for you.
16.
16. Wow. What a smack. All right, so you fire that crossbow and it digs real far in, almost pushes all the way through into his shoulder. And he looks at you and he says, after I'm done with this one, I'll kill you too. It's now his turn.
He's not dead!
No. He is not.
Four now. Counters are like hard now, maybe.
A little bit. This one is not actually a hard encounter, technically. Anyway, he's going to multi-attack Traven. He's going to take 2 scimitar attacks at Traven and 1 dagger attack at the bear. 21 on the first swing at Traven.
Is that a crit or just one?
No, it's just 21.
That hits.
Okay. That is 7. For the second one, not quite as good. I don't think an 8 hits.
Nope.
And then swinging at Timber. That's a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. That's 7 piercing damage.
7?
Yeah, 7 to.
Okay. All right.
All right, Dredger, it's now your turn. I wonder what's gonna happen.
Oh, it's different now.
Oh, it is.
I look at the two around me. I'm like, all right, you lads get a break. Or you try to figure out another strategy because what you're doing is not working. And I look over at the guy on the gangplank. He's on the gangplank, correct?
Yeah, he's hurt.
Excellent.
It was
I
amazing.
swing my axe at the gangplank.
What did he say?
He swings his axe at the gangplank.
You know what? Roll to hit.
Sure, dude.
Roll not a 1.
What was that?
14.
He's actually not dead, but he will be soon because he can't swim.
Pirate who can't swim. You might be the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
I'm in the water. I've got everything to worry about.
He
Nice.
only hold his breath for 2 minutes. All right.
Hold on, no, I got a bonus action, home dog.
Oh yeah, you do. You have a bonus action.
And I look at the two other guys. I'm like, all right, time's up. And I lightning one of them.
Okay.
Roll me that save, buddy.
All right. And it's 12, right? That's a natural 20.
Well, he saves, then he takes 1.
1. All right. Cool.
13 to save, by the way.
What was that?
13 to save, but
Oh.
yeah.
Cool. I thought I remembered that. I wasn't sure if it was 12 or 13.
It is 13.
Okay. It's not like it matters. They've all been saving by like 8 anyway. So, cool. So next it is the bandits' turn. God damn it. You know what? Oh shit, you're blocking. They have no way back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he just got the gangplank.
Yeah. They have no way back.
No retreating. Time to die, boys.
I look at my wrist as if I have something on it. Look at lads. My turn's coming up next.
they look at you and then look at their captain. And the one that you just lightninged is going to level his crossbow at the captain and shoot him in the back.
I kicked so much ass that I caused a mutiny.
Okay. So it doesn't hit. And I'm going to roll another d20 to see if the captain notices. Oh, he notices. All right.
Change size.
Off into the ocean, and the captain like snaps around and goes, "What are you doing, you daft idiot?" And the other one, damn.
Well, he didn't have the right idea.
The one that is that didn't just shoot is gonna attack the one that shot.
Oh! It's real mutiny hours.
That is a 12 plus 3. That's a 15 that hits. And it's 1d6 plus 1. That's 3 damage. So he turns and brings his scimitar down across his former ally's back and slices him up. And he, like, the ally screams out in pain. It's like, "I'm trying to save our lives here. What are you doing?"
Oh, how's he moving? Because there's one on each side of me.
You moved away from them to get to the gangplank, didn't you?
No, I was right on the gangplank. How I envisioned it is that, like, I was here. Like, I was here.
Uh-huh.
I had 2 guys on either side of me, 1 in front of me, and then the gangplank was behind me with the guy shooting at me. Long tell me.
I believe the gangplank was 15 feet away.
Oh, well then I took a few attacks if I went to do that.
They can't.
They can't?
They can't. They don't have reactions. Yeah, they have no reactions. So, all right. Yeah. So he just closed the gap. He moved 5 feet and attacked his friend, and the other one took off his crossbow and shot at his captain. All right, it's Ao's turn. He's actually going to reposition to stand in a place where he can see the captain. And he's going to cast... yeah, he's going to hit him with an Eldritch Blast.
Ayo, if you kill him, I'm gonna be a little mad.
He yells back, "I'm trying to save your life."
And Briny yells, "You can't kill everything, Traven!"
I'm just gonna kill him.
Actually, nobody's killed anybody except for me.
That's 4. Okay.
I'm getting there.
All right. So the captain gets blasted with this gray and green energy right in the side of his head. And it's like, it looks a little necrotic almost because the energy managed to get into one of the open wounds on his neck. And what you're guessing is, as most humans are, he's probably allergic to eldritch energy. So
allergic to unspeakable horrors.
yeah. It's now your turn.
The evil that created the evil in the world.
Oh gosh. Oh no, breaking out knives.
It's you.
Oh gosh.
Tentacles coming out of the wound. He's like, "Oh, that's you."
All right, Timber, it's your turn.
How does an 8 again sound? Timber cannot roll above a 6 today.
That does not hit. He's ready for it now, and he like jumps over the hit. All right, Traven, it's now your turn. Can you do better?
How does a nat 20 sound? Again.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. I'm pretty sure I know how this is gonna end.
12. Let's see. 12 plus Hunter's Mark, which is 3. 15 plus 4. 19 plus 2, 21 damage, 1 sword.
He's dead as hell. Negative of
Good.
HP. All right. Tell me how he dies. I wanna see.
I grab his head, pull it back, flip one blade backwards in my hand, and I whisper in his ear, "No one hurts my bear, eh?" And then I slit his throat really slowly, facing his head back towards the last person, and I drop him. And
Am I close to Ayo at all?
You're about equidistant between Ao and Timber.
I want to run up to Ayo and clamp my hands over his eyes.
He's a baby.
And I drop his corpse, and I go, "You're next, last guy." And a bonus action, my Hunter's Mark switch shifts to the only left alive person.
Can I make a reaction and like try to convince him that he's got nothing left to do?
Sure.
I look at him and I say, "Well, it's just you now."
Well, there's 2 of them.
Well, the one mutinied, so it's pretty safe to say that they're not on the same side anymore.
They definitely are not. Yeah. I mean, sure. You can roll a persuasion check.
Oh.
Is it not intimidation? I mean,
No, this is persuasion.
And it's a 7.
He
Oh.
he doesn't look very convinced.
I shrug. All right.
All right, it's Aragorn's turn now.
A horrible death it is.
She's going to lower her hand. And let me see. I just want to see what this one thing does, just to make sure I know how it works. Nope, that is not how I thought it worked. Okay, she's gonna fire another firebolt at the one that's not mutinying. Doesn't hit. Right beside his head. All right, Bryony. There's technically two bandits left. You can kill both of them, or you can just kill the one that's not helping you.
Which one's close to my manatee?
The one that shot at his captain.
the mutinying one. You can move the manatee though.
Can I move the manatee?
Yeah, you can.
So
It
my
has-
manatee is like over to the other one.
Correct.
It acts on its own, right? So I would think so.
Yeah, it can move up to
Oh,
20.
but
feet.
as a bonus action. Okay. Yeah. So wait, can I swing with it this time?
Yeah, but you'd be using your bonus action to move it and swing with it this time. It can just swing, but it needs the bonus action
it's
to
you-
move it.
So is that my
That's your bonus action.
but I can still swing myself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You still have your action.
Then I'm doing that. Does an 18 hit?
It do.
It hits for 6.
Yes, it does. You
Manatee tail whip.
smack him with the tail, and it's like you see the imprint on his face, and he almost drops the sword, but he's still fighting. It's
So
great.
I want to smack him with a sacred flame
Yeah.
for my turn.
Smack him with holy fire.
All right.
Don't we all smack people
Dex
with holy
Mod.
fire?
Dexterity. Dexterity, right? Does a 13 save?
Ah, just barely.
That's not fun.
Boo.
Yeah.
Fine.
That's rough, buddy. All right, Dredger,
Can I flank him?
you can. Yeah, sure.
Well, actually, no, it doesn't matter. I'm going to reckless attack anyway. I'm going to axe him.
This is the first time you've used your axe all fight.
Yes, sir, it is, and that's going to be a lot of hitting. Plus 8, 19.
Yeah, it hits.
Oh, where's my D12? I haven't used that one yet.
Oh, the D12.
Beautiful.
I forgot the great action. How much?
10.
Tell me how he dies.
So I thud up behind him. He knows.
Yeah.
Axe swings from the ground, just up his back. Not like cleaving him, just into his back, up and over, slam down on the deck.
Oh. And you do break a couple boards on the deck.
Ooh, gonna have to fix that.
But he's dead. And the last guy drops his weapons and interlocks his hands over his head like this. Just in time,
Cynic is not
captain,
happy with you.
the captain of the ship, who has not done anything the entire fight, to come up behind him, pull out an ornate dress dagger, and damn near cut his head off like a can opener, and toss him into the ocean.
That's a war crime. You
No,
can't
he's
do,
gonna get it anyway.
huh?
Piracy is punishable by death in the Empire.
He surrendered.
He's a criminal.
I mean, they were going to kill him anyway, but
Yeah, fine. Whatever.
Fine.
Traven wipes
Pardon.
the blood of his sword on the captain's shirt and then kicks the captain off the deck too.
I get a little grumpy.
And the crew, amazed by this feat of just sheer ferocity and brutality,
Yeet.
is now cheering, and they're bringing out like cups upon cups of something that smells alcoholic. It also smells a little bit like dirty socks, but
Grog tends to smell that way.
alcoholic. And you continue. And unfortunately, you do still have another day, so I need to roll for another encounter. All right, let's see.
Okay, but let's think about it. There's a whole boat that no one's using.
There is, and it's still technically tied to the ship.
Hey, Swile, you mind if we just have a boat?
He says, well, I was going to sink it, but yeah, sure.
You got an extra flag.
Heck yeah, SS Dredge.
He says, I don't have a flag, but I have an old undershirt that you can fly.
Will that not get us sunk in an Imperial port?
Probably not.
No free boat, lads.
He says, no. It probably will get you not sunk.
Oh, probably will get me not sunk. I'll think about it, man.
Get sunk.
How bad do I really... Dredger's
I can't
parents
drown.
taught him not to lead a materialistic life.
He says, well, if you don't take it, I'm just going to sink it.
Well, can you drag it along so that we can learn how to drive it ourselves first?
How about we just take some boards so we can fix the ones that I broke?
He says, we can do both of those things. There's plenty of boards on that ship.
Okay, they probably have so much stuff on that boat.
Let's go take their stuff. We
Loot
killed
the
them.
boat.
Let's take
Loot
their
the
stuff.
He says,
Draven just chants, kill them. Let's take their stuff.
he says,
killed them.
while
Let's take
executing them on my
stuff.
ship is not a war crime. For me to go loot their ship is a war crime. So you can do.
What about adventurers?
Sorry. Let's think about this. You murdered a prisoner of war. We are just taking stuff off of an empty ship.
This is true. But it is illegal for me to take souvenirs. You can do whatever you want. I cannot take
We're not part of the Empire. We are freelancers.
This is correct. Although,
So,
No, we'll not hurt him.
Dredger, above the table, you have an imperial citizenship.
Okay. Yeah, I do.
However,
Fucking
if
above
you,
the table. I don't.
if you would like to continue this ruse, you can roll deception at advantage.
Because you're a
Advantage?
You're a liar.
I'm pretty hot tonight. Oh shit. Yeah, no.
No?
That's a
What'd you
9.
roll? Well, you had to beat a 5.
What?
Yeah. So
Free boat.
he says,
Free boat.
I suppose you're correct. Go take whatever you want.
Excellent.
Including
Let's
the
take our spoils.
He says, I'll get my crew to rig it up as a tow, and we can leave you with it at the port when we drop you off.
I really don't need a ship.
I do.
No, you don't.
Briny
You do
shake
not
the
need
water to like move on steps onto a wave and like carries her over to the boat. She goes, "I'm digging through shit," and like starts looking around their boat.
Okay,
I jumped to the other side with my tree trunk legs.
everyone who is actively searching, can you roll me an investigation check? Oh, what the heck? Okay.
Jesus. Oh, where'd all my good rolls go?
How does a 13 sound?
Oh, I almost had a 16.
All right.
Careful.
So you go under, and there's, a handful of barrels, but you do find a lot of chests. All right. And I am actually going to roll for this. You find. Okay. You find 900 gold pieces in one chest. You find the same number of copper pieces. You find 2 very well kept broadswords and a handful of cannonballs and such.
Well, we should take the cannonballs for the ship because that's just nice of us.
But if this is our boat, don't we want some cannonballs?
I'm kind of going back on the whole boat thing. I personally
said
don't need a ship. I also have no idea how to pilot a ship.
Well, then we should ask Jim how to do it.
We also have 4 people. Now, I don't know a lot about ships, but I do know it takes a little bit more than 4 people to run a ship.
This
Depends on
one,
the size of the ship.
this one being
I
a
say we just take some shit and leave the boat.
this one being a 2-mast ship. Dredger, what's your intelligence?
Not high. 11.
11? You figure that you could probably make do with 4 people. It wouldn't be as well oiled as the ship you were riding on, but it would be doable probably.
I mean, yeah, I'm leaving this up to the party. I could go either way.
I don't want a boat.
That's 2 for no boat. Well, that's 1 for no boat.
I kind of want a boat.
That's 1 for boat. Does Aragorn want a boat?
Ayo says, I would like a boat if I get a vote.
Are
I
you
say
gonna
Ayo gets a vote.
go with us for more than just this trip?
If you want.
That's 2
I
for
like my
boat.
little tangent.
And Aragorn says, I don't really care either way. I say if the kid wants the boat, sure.
That's 4 for boat. Okay, we take the boat.
Okay.
At the very least, we can give the boat back to the kid later. And he can have it by himself.
This is true.
So we're towing the boat. I would like to take 300 gold pieces out of the chest.
Okay. I
There
just
was
sent
9,
you
right?
a link that you are going to need for this boat. It's the boat's character sheet. So whoever wants to keep track of that can do it.
I have 2 character sheets I keep track of already anyway. Do you want to?
All right.
Well, okay. Well, when we come to how we're going to govern this boat, We will come to it. Right now, we just have a boat.
Internet is too bad to load the character sheet.
Yeah, I can't load the character sheet on the internet here.
Oh boy. All right. So, if you have no further qualms about it, we will continue on, and I will roll for your second day of encounters. You do get your long rest.
Oh wait.
Actually, at night, I would like to talk to Ao.
Okay.
I walk up to him and I say, "I was some pretty good stuff out there today, kid."
He says, thanks. Yeah, I try.
And were you serious about traveling with us?
He says, yeah, why not? I got nothing better to do other than starve to death.
Well, and I reach into my pocket and I pull out a purse with 150 gold pieces in it, and I give it to him and I say, "You're not going to be starving anymore."
He says, well, wow, that's more money than my family even had before we left where we lived. Normally, the people that I steal money from only have about 20, 30 on them at any one time. That's a lot.
You help with the fight, you get a cut.
So, well, thanks. That's really kind of you.
It should pay for food for quite a long time, and we get into some new clothes. We can't have you coming around with the knuckles looking like that.
Thank you. He said that was 120, correct?
150.
100. Holy shit. Okay.
It's
Cool.
A lot of money.
Yes.
And you guys can have the rest. I took my 150. I gave 150 to the kid. Y'all can split it up however you want it to.
Sure, that's fine with me. Just 150 for everybody.
The narrative core doesn't even.
You sure?
300.
It would
No, wait, it was
300 left.
I forgot numbers. I was thinking how much you took.
It would be 300 left, so everyone would get 250, I think. Or no.
There's 600 left.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
600 left. So
So
between
200.
3 of us, everyone takes 200.
Correct.
So much money. Okay.
All right. Well, you can have the bed tonight. I'll take the floor. It wouldn't be the first time I've done it.
All
Are there
right.
beds on the ship we have?
Yeah, they said they had.
Yeah, you have beds. You're in the main area, like sleeping area.
I was meaning our extra bed.
Oh yeah.
Because can we sleep on the toe?
You can? Yeah. If
I
you want.
guess. Just going on it.
Do you want to?
Is there a captain's quarters on this boat?
That's a
You
boat.
reckon you could find one? Yeah. Most pirate ships have a captain's quarters.
Most ships.
This
Yeah.
is true. Most ships in general have a captain's quarters.
Briny is gonna stay on the Imperial boat.
I am
For the
going
night.
to go wherever Ao goes.
A really wants to get on this new freaking boat that's empty.
All right, then I'm going to go with him.
Okay.
I'm still on the boat. I'm holding the 2 broadswords you talked about.
Mhm.
And I go, anybody want one of these? Ao, do you need a sword? Anybody else?
Ao says, "No, I have my daggers. They do pretty well in a fight. And also, you know, that weird thing I can do with shooting pure evil at somebody, but it's like at least that's what it looks like it is."
Fair enough.
And all right, so you get your long rest in your various places.
God. Oh, Timber, my poor sweet boy, needed to sleep so bad.
And one more day of travel. And we'll be pretty close to being done. We'll probably wrap up about the time at the end of this. Okay, so out of nowhere, in the middle of your second day of travel, thunder and rain and the swells of the ocean start to get rougher and rougher. You're in the middle of a naval storm. Since how many of you are on the tow ship?
All of us, I think.
Well, I would have came back after we slept. I think we would have all joined back up together, no matter which boat we were on, right? You want to do that? Is that okay?
Well, if we're going through a day of travel, I would have gone back to the ship and I would have talked to the gunner and the gunner's mate a lot about.
I would have gone back and talked to Jim the navigator.
Okay. Cool.
Just because that's something I want to learn how to do for our boat.
Okay. Yeah. So, Bryony, did you spend any of your downtime to try to talk to anybody and learn their trade?
So Bryony wants to talk to no, I wrote it down. To Swinnick the carpenter.
Okay.
Just
You're gonna learn how to be a carpenter. Okay.
yeah. Learn how to fix some shit.
Is actually going to talk to the captain during her downtime and learn how to pilot a boat.
That makes sense.
Okay.
It's probably the most important skill.
Honestly, that's pretty Aragorn's
I'll
character.
talk to the helmsman, but I'm not going to flex my boat knowledge on everybody tonight.
Technically, she could talk to the helmsman, the first mate, or the captain to learn how to pilot the ship, because all three of them would have to know how.
True.
Because the first mate takes over for the captain when they're not around. The helmsman is the general navigator, but the captain is the one that actually does the formal piloting.
Okay.
Technically, Corman's a medic.
Do we get a proficiency?
Yeah. So you gain proficiencies in your jobs, and I will unearth the saved things that I found for those jobs, and I will send them to you before the next session. I didn't think you guys would actually learn how to pilot a ship the first time I gave you the opportunity. So,
Too bad, boy.
all right. So anyway, back to the storm. I need you all to figure out how you're going to stay on board the ship.
Bryony can breathe water.
Draven's gonna tie himself down
Okay, you're going to tie yourself down.
and offer that to everybody else.
I'm going to go to the bow,
Okay.
and I'm going to stand there.
Aragorn is going to also tie herself down a couple feet away from anyone else so as not to become a human wrecking ball. All right, so everyone make me a strength saving throw. I will make it for the crew.
15.
Right, that's a save.
14.
Save.
That would be a 3.
That you do not save. And Aragorn.
15. I can fucking swim.
Aragorn saves, and AU saves, and so does the crew. Okay, so Bryony, you are launched up into the air, almost about to go over to the ship. Do you try to hold on so that you don't get, pummeled against the side of the ship by the waves?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, make me a dexterity saving throw to try to grab the side.
That would. Oh, it's not loading. That would be a 10, though.
That just barely makes it. So you manage to grab on one-handed, and someone else who is tied to the same rail that you grabbed onto pulls you back onto the ship and ties you off and makes sure that you don't fall over again. And it takes a couple hours, to say, but you manage to keep your footing, and the crew manages to navigate you. And
I want to try something before we exit the storm.
yeah, sure, go ahead.
I want to go into a rage,
Mhm.
and I want to hold my axe out towards the thunder clouds, and I want to try and channel the storm.
Okay. Lucky for you. So you hold it out. Are you holding it up or out?
Like out.
Out like this, like a lightning rod.
Yes.
And it hits the end of the axe, and the whole thing hums with electric energy. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy, it's not like like my second highest stat or anything. That's 19.
Yeah. So
Actually,
you
that's probably like 26, but like what? Not 26, 20, 22.
Yeah, you managed to hold on. It's rough, but unfortunately, due to your domain, you take reduced damage. You take 2 points of shock damage,
Okay.
and you manage to hold on. And then you realize after you feel that the electricity has run its course, where your axe previously had this sort of warm glow, it now occasionally seems to arc in some places. You don't know if that'll stay, but at least for now, it seems that something has happened with this axe. So, you make it out of the storm with minimal damage to both ships. They're a little roughed up, but not beyond repair. And you make it to the port in the first city of Ipex, which I actually have to look at my other map. I didn't label any of the cities. It's you don't have time to catch the name of the city yet, but you know that you are in a port where you need to be. And your ship and sorry, I forgot the abbreviation that I gave the ship you were riding on. The INS Dragonfire are docked at this port. You say your goodbyes to the crew, and they sail off to finish their patrol. You're now in a new continent. You're on Ipex. This is I'm just going to give you a quick rundown because you would know what this would entail. This is a cold climate. Almost all of it is covered in snow nearly year-round. You're currently in what I would consider a taiga. The further north you get closer into tundra and more dangerous cold. Do with that what you will. And that is all we have time for.
Excellent.
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 That was a very interesting session. I did not expect so efficiently dispatch three of those bandits.
Yoink. I mean, Dredger just chucking people kind of makes sense.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to do this same time next week. And same place, same time, same everything, barring catastrophe. All right.